let's get it. MotionPrint. Get with it or get lost. If you don't fall for something, you fall for anything. Alright, today we're just going to go over the recap of what happened today in the market. Favorite number 4, so we're going to go over the 4 index. We got the NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, the Russell 2000, and then the Dow Jones 30. Let's get it. Alright, let's get it. We here. So, first and foremost, we're going to go over the 4 main indices, and then we're going to go over one stock and tell you how much profit could have made. We're not going to go over the entire day, which I'm going to show you the charts from the entire day. But when we talk about specific profits, it's between the time range, right? Alright, so let's get it. So first and foremost, you got the Dow Jones, the thing that represents the United States. So there's the Dow Jones right here, and this is what I'm used to compare it to the right. We got Verizon Communication and US 30 for Dow Jones. So as you can see, so let me break it down first. So the market opened at 6 o'clock p.m. the previous day. So in China, the market opens. Think of Western civilization. We kind of came late to the game. So it started from the east and then made its way to the west. So China, they started off strong. You got to kind of go off what they did, and then they dropped. And then after China market closed around 3:44, 4 o'clock in the morning, the European market opened at 5 or 4 o'clock, right? That's when they say pre-market open for us. Then the European market was consolidating, and after that, the American market opened at 9:30, which is the yellow. So I have them color coordinated, as you can see. So we dropped 9:30, boom. We went down all the way to 10 o'clock, and after that, we just, I would say, consistently started going up, right? So now let's compare it to Verizon. So if you see the Verizon chart, which is to the right, let's zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. We don't care about the European market at the moment. So the Verizon, and you can see the comparison over here with the white line. It dropped hard, right? Just like how the Dow Jones dropped. But then the Dow Jones started picking up. It started acting like it wasn't. So I'm going to break it down how the portfolios follow the indices. But it started just dropping, dropping, dropping. And it got to the point where it just says, let's turn around. As you can see, the US 30, the Dow Jones, also turned around. And from there, it just started consistently going up, right? Boom. All right. So then we got the Russell 2000. The small companies, 2000 of the smallest companies that represent the US. And the same thing. Asian, European, and America, which is in gold. Zoom in American market. Zoom in American market. And then you see the Russell 2000 right here. And then the Hims and Hers. Basically a company, a health company called Hims. A lot of people use it for like different physical needs, right? So it started going rallying up. But as you see, it's not following the same pattern as the Russell 2000. But it got to a point where it just started replicating the Russell 2000 and started gradually going up, right? And from there, it just started consolidating, which you can see over here is the same thing. It went down hard, wasn't replicating it. It started going up, then it says, nah, let me consolidate. Then when it gets right here, then you can see it starts going up gradually. And then basically, like I said, you would probably want to just focus on this quick profit, and then it goes up. You have to follow these index whenever you're trying to make a profit. Boom. 2 more to go. Then we got the S&P 500. S&P 500. Alright, so it's right here. S&P 500 opened up strong. Let me zoom in on this JP Morgan Chase. A lot of you guys bank with Chase. So, boom. So it started going down. Let me zoom in some more. And I put everything on 15-minute charts. So it started going down in the beginning, which you can see a candle right here. And then from there, it just opened up. Started going up. This is S&P 500, but there's other stocks that kind of made it go in this pattern. But you can see when this had a big influence is when this started giving up other patterns, and then you can see the consistency. You'll just follow these patterns, and then after that, you can see when JP Morgan started dropping. When it dropped, that's when it dropped over here, right? But then after that, it just started going up, and then it just rocketed up. The S&P 500. Same thing, similar to that. Chase started just gradually going up. Not really, because the other stocks was boosting the S&P 500 up, right? But it ended off stronger in the day, and finally the Nasdaq 100. Um, so I used the Nasdaq and Nvidia, which is a GPU company, and with the Nvidia, you can see that it rocketed up hard, boom, right? Same thing with the Nasdaq 100, it rocketed up hard, and then it just started consolidating, and then just gradually went up, hit a peak. Once it hit that peak, notice how in the video over here, it hit a peak and it started going downhill. It tried to go up again, which you can see where it tried to go up with the Nasdaq, but then it started going down, and then it just consolidated from there. So like I was telling you about the profit, so now if you look at this chart over here, let's bring this up front. So we got this chart right here. So I have Verizon. Let's try to say we want to rock with. Let's go to Verizon over here. Boom. Like I said, Verizon went down like a V and then went up. So it started going up around 12 o'clock, but let's say opened at $43. So let's try to focus on 43 right here. What we're gonna do is gonna copy this and we're gonna plug the options contract. So these are options contract. So you could choose from 42, 42.5, 43, 43.5 contracts. We're gonna focus on the 43. Boom. Let me just get this in. And then we got the charts here. Yes sir, and these are the minute time frame. So FR means the Friday, which the market opened. You can see, let me make it a little more clear. If I can, not really. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it there, but I'm gonna bring it down. So it opened at 9:30, right, and then it went down like I was telling you on the V. It went open, then it went down and up. So for the V, it went opened up and then it started going down, right? When it goes down, what you want to try to do is eat the profit, where you think it's gonna turn around. So right here, let's mark that. I'm gonna break it down to you later. And then it started going up here. So get a vertical going on. Damn, son. So it started turning around 12:24. So we'll go over here. As you can see in the bottom, it says 12:24. So 12:27 is a good estimate. And then it ended off at 4 o'clock, 3:26, 3:40. Because the market closed around that time, so we'll just go around here. 15:59, similar. 16 o'clock means 4 o'clock. And then you can see, we'll go back to this top marking, because I gotta break that down. So from $25, that's the lowest it went. And then it started gradually going up and made 40. Mind you, these can go from $1. So if you bought $10 $1 and it went up to 40, that's about what? 40 plus 40 is 80. 40 plus 40 is 80. And then 80 plus 80 is 160. You can make 160 off 4 options contract. Mind you, can buy more than one options contract. That's pretty it. You gotta keep it short and simple and get to the points. Yes, sir. Boom.